while ago, I got one of my most anticipated figures of all time. For context, I love Dabi. I was a big My Hero fan, but I fell out of love with the series after PLW. But Dabi remains one of my favorite characters of all time, and when I saw that Tamashii was making My Hero figures, I knew it would be a matter of time before they made him. Every release was great with minor issues, but the MHA line just seemed to be on fire. However, all I wanted was Dabi's, so I didn't buy any of them. The entire time I was just so excited about how good this figure could be. And when the promo pictures were released, I'll tell you, I was beyond excited. He looked amazing. His faces looked like he jumped right out of the series. I love my Amazing Yamaguchi Dabi, but his faces always felt a bit off, despite looking pretty good. The figure was also based on his final war design, where he wears all white, which is an awesome design rooted in a lot of Buddhist symbolism. Having both versions of Dabi on my shelf was a thought that filled me with a lot of excitement, One thing that did concern me, though, I think a lot of people were concerned about it, was the plastic skirt. But it's not like any of the poses were very dynamic. But at the same time, it's not like people at Bandai could pose like that anyway, so I still held out hope. I ordered mine off of Amazon, and I saw a lot of reviews before I got mine in hand. They were pretty positive, and he seemed like a solid release. But when I got him in hand, I'll tell you, I felt pretty disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. So today I'll be comparing him to his Amazing Yamaguchi counterpart to see which one is more worth the money. First, I will quickly go over the Rebel Tech to see what the new Dabi has to compete with. This figure does of course come from Rebel Tech, sculpted by Katsuhisa Yamaguchi. I'm saying that right? I don't know. If you guys aren't familiar with Rebel Tech, their whole focus is articulation. This results in some of their sculpts being very exaggerated and strange to some people. I'm a stickler for articulation, so I love this style. But as we can see here, he looks pretty accurate. Dabi's already a pretty stylized character, and he goes well with the Amazing Yamaguchi style. This outfit and this figure specifically is based off Season 6, and he looks damn good, I think. As I've said before, his faces look a little off, but it's more like they just don't have the same detail that SHF1 has. They still look like the character, at least to me. This guy is my personal favorite action figure of all time, striking a great balance between hyper-articulated design that we are used to from getting from Rebel Tech, while also maintaining a clean look that can look amazing in vanilla poses. He was my first Rebel Tech figure ever, and back then when I first got him, I was just blown away by the playability and fun I had with him. Looking at the SH Figuarts version, first off I just want to say when I first got this guy, his wrist snapped off the day I got him. It was probably my fault for not heating up his hand, but you can just tell how fragile these things are just by looking at them. And to add on to that, I recently broke him again due to his very gummy right leg finally giving out on me. As you can also see, I have given him a cloth skirt, but when we get to the articulation portion, I'll give him the one he initially came with. Aesthetically speaking, the figure's damn beautiful, I think. It's the kind of figure I just kind of grab off my shelf just to stare at it. He looks that good. They really captured Dabi's growth, shriveled up skin grafts perfectly, and his outfit is beautifully sculpted and accurate to the source material. All three faces capture his personality pretty well, and I'm also just a huge fan of this outfit in general, and they did an amazing job bringing it into figure form. There are a couple drawbacks, like his chest color not matching his skin tone, and for some reason you can see his skin when you bend him forward. They decided to fully paint this, even though it should just be the same sculpt and paint as the outfit, whatever. This outfit also lacks the matte, well not just the outfit, the figure itself lacks the matte finish he had in the promo images, although this is to be expected from them at this point. Compared to the Rebel Tech, his plastic definitely feels a little worse, but overall it's still a beautiful figure, and probably the best looking figure in my collection. Moving on to the accessories, from here on out everything is a disappointment. This guy comes with nothing, which is crazy for his price of $100. This figure is more expensive than Shigaraki and Toga, but they come with far more than he does. By this point in the story, Dabi is pretty much just like a walking nuke. Even before he burns his flesh off, he's just always engulfed in fire or throwing out crazy attacks. These flame accessories don't really convey that. It wouldn't be a huge deal, but this guy is a premium Bandai exclusive. These accessories are good, but they should have just been there along with more effects. Like, these flaming fists are really cool, they're very nice. But he only uses this move in a single episode. 99% of the time, he's using long-range attacks or AoE moves. I feel like they should have given him one more set of hands that have giant flames coming out of them. Kind of like Bakugo. His other pair of flame effects are actually pretty cool. The way it's about to come out of his hands looks really cool. You can do a lot of things with these. These are probably the only really good accessories he comes with. His other hands are very lacking. I don't know how to explain it. There's two of, he has these pretty cool clenched hands, which I really like. but he comes with these other two pairs of hands, which look almost the same. I'm pretty sure this one is meant to recreate his iconic pose where he pushes his hands against his chest, but if you put them side by side, they don't really look anything alike. But this is all he comes with. If you compare this to the Revoltech, it's not even close. Like, just look at this. Now, the truly most disappointing part of this figure is the articulation. Dabi is one of the most explosive and emotionally unstable characters I've ever seen, and he's extremely restrained with the articulation he's been given. His legs are actually pretty great. I'd argue this is like Spider-Man levels of range. However, his head and torso are what I can only describe as a massive failure. They did this same terrible design like they did with Beast Gohan, where they gave him a soft plastic for the shirt and torso. Not only does this restrict movement, it forces you to rely on the lower waist, which actually is pretty decent, but does not look very natural. A lot of the figures have this issue, but I hate this for Dabi because he's one of the most expressive characters ever. He moves a lot. He conveys his emotions through gestures and his movements. Dabi needs to be able to lean, arch, and twist his body. But now comparing it to the Revoltech, it's again not even close. The Revoltech can hunch over like a damn gargoyle, while this SHF looks like a block. You can still hit dynamic poses, but it requires a bit of effort. And onto the skirt, it's not as bad as one might think, but it's still not great. It's two separate pieces that are made to rotate to make room for the legs in certain poses, but whatever genius designed this thought it would be a good idea to not give Dabi an actual diaper piece. He has this triangle-shaped crotch that serves no purpose. This stupid thing catches onto the skirt whenever you try to rotate it back. You have to pry it out every single time. It's ridiculous. The skirt pissed me off so much, so I decided to buy two cloth skirts from eBay. I bought two because it looked a little thin in certain poses, so having two makes it look thicker and kind of looks cooler. The skirt does elevate the figure, but the stupid crotch piece still latches onto it every now and then. Due to all these limitations, you have to get a pretty good camera angle or be really good at posting to make this guy look good. No hate to anyone, but I rarely find any shots online that actually look dynamic. A lot of the time, he just looks really stiff. And I find myself borrowing the Revoltech accessories just to make it, him look good. This figure also has the worst QC I've ever had. As I said earlier, he came with a gummy right leg and his wrist snapped on me the day I got him. His thigh swivel recently snapped as well, the tension keeping it there finally giving out. And I had to order a new set of legs. Shout out to Quick and Easy 29 on eBay. If you actively like to pose your figures or just like action figures in general, get the Revoltech. It has far more playability, and if the face really bothers you that much, I don't know what to tell you, man. It still looks like him, Looks great. If you are just wanting a Dabi figure, I think this is still a decent pickup, but for his price, it's hard for me to even say that. I still enjoy the figure because it's Dabi and he looks great, but I can easily say that he's the worst figure in the My Hero line. This could have been my favorite figure of all time, but that title still goes to the amazing Yamaguchi. I didn't expect it to be as articulated as the Revoltech, but I expected it to be a pretty good figure, like Shoto. They fumbled this really so hard, and it sucks because all the other villains are arguably the best in the line. Shigaraki has so much stuff, his articulation is amazing, and he has a cloth cape with an interchangeable skirt piece and hair. Toga is just pure art, her engineering is superb, and all of her accessories are ridiculous. I didn't even think it was real when I first saw that stuff, man. It's great. With this guy, I just find myself wanting to put him down every time I mess with him. He just doesn't feel good to pose. Every pose I hit him in, it doesn't feel natural. He does look great with the Revoltech on the shelf like them together, but man, if this was the only Dabi figure I had, I'd be pretty unsatisfied. Let me know how you guys feel about this figure, and that'll be it for today.